Welcome, lords and ladies, back to Starfinder Spectacular Species. I am your host, the Goat King, and today the spotlight falls on the Kobolds. Kobolds were originally added in the Starfinder Alien Character deck, but they have since been expanded in Starfinder Interstellar Species. Modern Kobolds are much like you would expect, draconic humanoids whose diminutive size makes them rather fragile, if dexterous. But your assumptions should end there. Modern kobolds aren't descendants of the kobolds of Galarian, so far as anyone can tell. Old kobolds from all over the not-yet-packed worlds disappeared during the gap. It is unknown if this disappearance is related to the disappearance of Galarian, or just another mystery of the gap. For a time, not quite a century, there were no kobolds in our reality. Then a powerful witch-warping ritual went awry. Hundreds of kobolds appeared in the Pact Worlds, and along with them, homes and careers. On Absalom Station, entire apartment buildings appeared on streets that stretched in the blink of an eye to fit them. The next day, the kobolds were clocking in at work as magical tutors, mechanics, and technicians. The changes even came with employment records. It was much the same on Verces, where whole enclaves manifested. Strangely, on Octurne, it took longer, a few weeks, for kobolds to meaningfully organize. When they did, they formed the Cult of the Flesh Dragon. Members of this cult feel a kinship to the slumbering planet, a shared feeling of wrongness. Speaking of that, all modern kobolds feel or know they are dragons, trapped in this diminutive form. One prominent theory is that they were dragons before the witch-warping. Whatever the truth is, the witch-warping magic that brought modern kobolds to our world also made them flexible. The section on kobolds brings us 5 new feats. 2 of these feats, Perpetual Polymorph and Polymorphic Titan, can be taken by people with the Polymorph spell at specific levels. They allow you to increase the duration of Polymorph spells or increase the size of the creature you turn into. The other 3 are only available to characters with a deep connection to dragons. These give you the ability to polymorph into increasingly more powerful dragons. Needless to say, kobolds meet the basic prerequisites to start taking these 3 feats. Not only are kobold physiology and ideals touched by the draconic, but so too are their personality and societies. Kobolds are nothing if not ambitious. They have a strong tendency to perceive what could be, and almost ignore what actually is. They also tend toward the extreme sides of emotion and self-worth. Successful kobolds tend to stray towards narcissism and solipsism, while the unaccomplished tend towards anxiety and depression. In kobold society, it is important to address and manage these tendencies, especially considering how they tend to organize themselves. Kobolds regularly form hierarchies, then immediately start jockeying for position and dominance. At the best of times, this leads to whole groups of kobolds thriving under strong leadership. At the worst of times, kobolds can become trapped under those who would take advantage of and abuse them. So, next time you see one of your kobold friends, ask them how they're doing, and maybe toss them a cred stick for their hoard. I have been your host, the Goat King, and as always, travel with loyal companions.